Wow, most of you. That's great. Fantastic. Well, welcome. I'm glad you found us. Our space is actually upstairs on the 6th floor, where you will find a training room. We usually do our trainings up there, and a research library for philanthropic and nonprofit research. And there's always somebody available on site to assist you and get you started with the research. Before I introduce our speaker today, just a couple of housekeeping items. Hopefully you all checked in at the front desk. The restrooms are just kind of like out that door, down the hall and to the right. There's water here if you need it, and the Wi-Fi password is 41936. I think that's everything that you need to know. Okay, so today I'm really excited to announce our speaker, Gbenga Ogunjimi from Go Global, which is a leadership consulting and investment firm, and I'm sure he'll tell you more about himself. He's here to talk about communicating your personal brand and storytelling. So please join me in welcoming him today. Thank
you. Okay, hi everyone. Gbenga Ogunjimi is my name. Thank you very much for coming out. We've started this series called Tell Your Story. And Foundation Center has been super helpful everywhere we go. And we're excited to be in San Francisco. I'm just wanted to super sharp saying the right city. San Francisco, and very excited to be here. Thank you very much. So today we're going to be talking about storytelling, personal branding, particularly in the social impact space. So just a little bit about myself. As Natasha said, I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm an impact investor. I'm a storyteller. I do work with organizations on this storytelling strategies and entrepreneurs and professionals in every form of professional transitions on their personal brand. And particularly today, we're going to concentrate more on in the social impact niche. About my story as a social entrepreneur started overseas, and it started in Nigeria. It started on an academic campus. I went to this institution and kind of was seeking opportunities for leadership on campus. So I started a not-for-profit organization. As pretty much young leader, emerging leader then, we did everything, every opportunity we had to serve, we utilized it. So upon graduation, I was kind of seeking a professional career path. Should I go the non-profit route or should I go the for-profit route? And that period of my life I called the Finding My Voice experience. So I was just kind of, because I realized that nonprofit work as it was then wasn't something I was particularly have a lot of resonance with the knowledge I have of nonprofit work then. For profit as it is, just the whole idea of bottom line, of being financially driven, it wasn't something that also had a great resonance at that particular point. So what I did was I pretty much hands off, I took some kind of me time and do some introspection and start doing some research. What would my career options look like? In that period that I call Finding My Voice, from the hindsight I would say I was kind of going through a professional identity crisis. At that point, should I be a nonprofit leader, should I be a for-profit leader? I found this woman and I turned on the television, and on the television she was talking about, she just moved from the United States back to Nigeria, and she was giving a vision for the country. Anyone ever seen someone talk about something you wanted to do but you can't quite express or articulate it, and you for the very first time you saw someone really articulate what you don't have the vocabulary for? So I was pretty much wrapped in attention looking at this woman talk about all these things in my mind I couldn't quite express. So I told myself I was going to do what I have to do to get to know this woman. It turns out about a week from that time, she was speaking at a conference. I saw it on the newspaper and I said, wow, this is my opportunity to connect. Now, I registered for the conference. And when I registered for the conference, it was at the Lagos Business School. I was first in line to register to get into the program. And having done all of that, they could not find my name on the registration list. And I was very respectful, I was very professional, say they were Natasha. Natasha, could you please check again? I did register. This program is very important to me. So what happened was, this was several years ago. There wasn't online banking at that particular country at that time. You literally had to go to the bank to deposit whatever transaction you wanted to do. And they call it posting. It takes sometimes a day, a week, or not a week, like hours to a day for you to reflect on your financial statement. And guess what? I wasn't working then. I probably was the last person to leave the bank a day before the program. And so my information wasn't on the people who were registered for the conference and the RSVP list. So again, I probably, can you please check? Because, we've really checked and it's not that. Now, for some reason, this woman believed me. She said, okay, I believe you, you can go in. So I was sitting on the front row. Thank you very much, ma'am. I was sitting on the front row and I was like, this is my moment. This is my opportunity. And they was about to have a Q&A session. Have you ever went to that conference? They were about to do a Q&A, and before they said, "Do anyone have a question?" someone just grabbed the microphone and had their hands up and start clearing their throat and start introducing themselves. I was that person. So I took the mic. I didn't take the mic. So the moderator was like, "Okay, so right now we're about to transition to Q&A." And I had one hand up covering all this section. I had the other hands up covering this section. I had my hands, I was like a Mayday, emergency kind of situation. You can't miss me. And then she said, "Okay, sir, what was your question?" So I said, my question is this. I'm at a crossroads. Should I go for profit or non-profit? That what recommendation would the speaker have for me? And she said, there is a model that you learn, you earn, and then you give or you serve. But that assumes that you're going to live like 70, 80, 100 years old. But the one she is subscribed to is the one you find a way to do it simultaneously. And that resonated. Like, you must find a way to learn and earn and serve at the same time. Well, that resonated. So it was the tea break session. We're not big on coffee. So it was a tea break session, and she was getting off the platform, and I really ambushed this woman. While she was getting off the platform, I put my hands out. I said, "Excuse me, ma'am. My name is Gbenga Ogunjimi once again. I registered for this conference just to have the opportunity to meet with you." And she said, "Okay, what can I do for you?" And I said, "I really want you to be my life coach." I wanted to say mentor. I didn't know how the word came out, life coach. And she said, "Life coach? Okay, this is my business card. Send me an email, put a subject line, life coach, and then we'll see how that conversation will go." I did just that. I sent an email, and our first time for our first session in an office. So I told them my journey, that I've been successful doing campus-based advocacy running a nonprofit organization. I had just incorporated a for-profit. The organizations I was working with were doing sponsorship for our program, as giving us, my team then, very significant distant business credit line to do retail and product distribution at that point. And so I have this career options. I really don't know which direction to take. And she said, if you want to make money and if you still want to help people, then you are a social entrepreneur. This is San Francisco. Everybody knows what social entrepreneur, who is a social entrepreneur. I have not heard the word social entrepreneur at that particular time. So it was a brand new revelation. And I said, social. So I started researching anything and everything I can lay my hands on social entrepreneurship. 6 months from that time, Microsoft Unlimited Potential, a CRS program for the Microsoft Corporation, started to invest in social entrepreneurship. And I submit so they had a global business plan competition. It was the Global Young Social Entrepreneurs Competition. They were looking for 100 social entrepreneurs around the world. I did apply for that competition. I put in my business plan. I was one of the 100 social entrepreneurs. That was my first opportunity to go overseas and went in Southeast Asia. They gave us contact to investors, to board members, to partners, and then it was life-changing. When I look back, I realized that the opportunity I had wasn't because I had the greatest social innovation. It wasn't because I had the best idea. or my financial projections were so much realistic, an investor would blink before they invest. It was because I had this individual came into my space, into my life, to crystallize what my professional identity was. Her telling me you are a social entrepreneur was that connection conduit I was looking for. And that has literally altered my career trajectory just for that one conversation. Right now, that is exactly what I do. I'm a professional identity strategist. I work with leaders of all sizes in transition. I help them view their personal brand and also do the same within an organizational context in the area of storytelling. So what are we going to be doing today? We are going to be looking at storytelling. We're going to be looking at storytelling both from an individual professional standpoint as well as organizational storytelling. We're also going to be really elaborating, or should I use the word, excavating the whole idea of professional identity. What does that mean and how that transition into our personal brand? As I continue just to gauge the audience who we have in the room, typically there are, particularly at the Foundation Center, there are professionals who work for an existing non-for-profit, particularly in the development department that I've seen at Foundation Center this event. There are entrepreneurs who want to learn about storytelling and how they can use that for the resource mobilization. And they're just individuals in career transition. So by show of hands, just trying to gauge who's in the room. If you're currently with a nonprofit organization and you're coming here on behalf of your nonprofit organization or take skills to impact your nonprofit organization and your for-profit or social enterprise, can I see your hands? Okay, great. If you are here for development, fundraising, marketing, social impact strategy, communication purposes, you might be a consultant, or you might be a social entrepreneur, or you might be a development professional. Can I see your hands? Okay, great. What about if you're an entrepreneur, a solo entrepreneur, and you're here for resource mobilization, storytelling, personal branding, or even professionals in transition? Can I see your hands? Okay, great. If you will excuse me, just going to move one a little bit. Awesome. So why storytelling? The whole idea of storytelling for me started in New York City. I won a nonprofit organization called